Okay, we are on. Hi. New week. We finished a great set of tutorials, or a great set of flowcasts last week, where we were rebuilding that Google Home animation made by Gunnar. And today I want to take a little bit of a different approach. So we're not going to be rebuilding an animation. We're actually going to be building one from scratch, because I was introduced to this really cool site last week called Designstripe, where you can find and customize beautiful illustrations. And I thought, it'd be really neat to go and generate a design and then see what we can do about animating it. So let's just have a look at their site for a second, and then I will show you the animation that I made. There we go. So that's their site. Okay, it's designstripe.com. You can get illustrations and templates and stuff like that. And I had a really cool chat with the CEO, which was really cool. And this is what we will be building. Let me just go and grab it. It's actually, I am totally unprepared for today. Well, I'm semi-unprepared for today. This animation is actually on, it's on Flow. It's on our Slack group. If you've seen it, let's go and open Slack. Bum, bum. And my computer is ultra fast. There we go. Let's go grab it. You know what? Sorry, I'm gonna grab it from my computer, my other computer. Createwithflow.com. We are gonna do this. We are gonna go to the Mac. We're gonna connect as Travis. And almost there, almost there. At least I'm moving. You can watch me move my face around in panic. Can open Flow. And what is it? It's called Designstripe, and it's in downloads. There we go. Designstripe.flow. We're going to move this over to here. And the desktop. And let me just go and grab that again one more time. We're going to drop that into the desktop. There we go. 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 Okay. Auto. So this is the file that we are going to be rebuilding all of this week. Okay. Here it comes. There we go. There's our animation. This is just the beginning one. We're going to go to this one right here, and we're going to hit back. We're going to make this nice and big, and then we're going to hit play. So lots of little things happening in this one, okay? Lots of little things happening in this one. But again, what we're going to see is that all these techniques are things that you have already learned. We're just mashing them up into a more choreographed animation, okay? So let's go and have a look at step one. Step one is to just go and have a look at where we got this SVG file from that we made this animation with. So we got it from Designstripe. Let me just go and sign in, and I'm just going to sign in with Google, and it's this one. Okay, so I am signed in. This is my account, my creations. So we go to my account. Okay, and creation soon. Oh no, I haven't created anything yet, but I can go to illustrations. What I ended up doing was looking for where is it? I had it in here before. doesn't matter. So inside of illustrations, I think I just said abstract. I'll look for some abstract illustration, and what you can see is they just have all these different kinds of things. And the one that we had was just down here a little bit. Had a cell phone in the middle, had some colors in it. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one that I customized right here. See this? So it looks very similar. Maybe it's not exactly the one. Let me see, is there another one that's closer? Okay, it doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and just pick up this one. There's that with a thumbs up. Cell phone in the middle. That's the one. Or something really similar to this. Okay, so it was very similar to this, and what I ended up doing was I ended up customizing it. Okay. I was, this is it. And you can do a couple of nice little things. You can just choose the amount of detail that you're going to have, and what it's going to do is it's going to pop in or pop out a bunch of those elements. Okay, so I think I dropped it down just because I didn't want to have a ton of elements in it. What I ended up doing was I selected that and I replaced it with the heart. Okay. And then I changed the colors. So over here, I just made a bunch of colors, you know, something that was really similar to flow colors. So I just changed those. Okay, and then I clicked here, I just changed them, and it changes them all over here like that. See that? Changes them all. And then what I ended up doing is I just hit download, and then I grabbed the SVG file, and I just downloaded that to the computer. And this is the untitled SVG. And what's really nice about it, if you double click, it'll open and it looks good in a browser or in your design tool. So this is the file in Sketch. And I'm not going to save it for now, because what we'll do is we're going to look at, we're actually going to use the file that I used last week, the one that I had customized and downloaded. So I believe it's called untitled.svg. And let me just find it on my laptop. Really easy to find, untitled.svg. There we go. Drop that onto the desktop and replace. Okay. So here's the one that we used. Let's open it in Google Chrome. This is the one that we actually used. All right. Cool. So what's really nice about the way that they download things is it's a super clean implementation of an SVG. Okay. I mean, it's obviously collapsed, but that's totally fine. But it has all of the data, like the fill data, the opacity, stroke width, all the styling stuff is in line. And that's what you want when you're working with SVGs in Flow. So let's open a new window in Flow, create a new project, and get to animating this little thing. So let's call this a new one. And we're going to say FC41, Designstripe 1. And we're going to create this timeline using an SVG. And we're going to use that untitled SVG, and we're going to open it up. And there you go. Already super clean, implemented in Flow, or imported into Flow. And now we can start animating it. Okay, so the first thing that I did when I was building that animation was you just got to start cleaning it up a little bit. I mean, everything is named path. That doesn't really matter. But what you actually want to do is you want to just go like this, select a bunch of things, and call this one I. I'm going to select this, 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 and you see how they're all in the right order, which is really great. It means that we can just press down and shift. We're going to call this the hand. And now this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this, and this, and that's the globe. This is the ribbon, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. No, not that. Yeah, and yeah, these ones right here. This is the, and there's a thumbs down here somewhere. Let me just find it. Which one is it? Yeah, there. It's this path, and then this path got to go into that group right in there. And then we bring it to the bottom of that group. And this is the thumbs down. Okay, we got the thumbs down. Let's go like this. We're going to group those. Speech bubble. Sometimes you got to clean these things up. Okay, so this is the icon home. Icon heart. Just making things easier for us. Icon browser. And this icon money. Green cloud. There's a lot of little really interesting techniques that we can use that we're going to learn over the week that you're going to love. And okay, so now we're getting into this. So this is the hand. There we go. We're going to go like this. We're going to call this one thumbs up. And make that a little T. This one, and this, and this, and this, and this, and we're going to go like this. We're going to call this card. Bad name, maybe. This one. Okay, so we're going to call this, and the home icon, and the money icon, and the browser icon, and the heart icon. We're going to group those all together, and we're going to call those the menu. And now what do we have left? We got that, we got that, we got the background there, and this. Yes. We're going to get rid of the rectangle at the bottom. This one, this one, this one, this one. We're going to group that, and we're going to call this the cell phone. Or the smartphone. And now these are just big blue cloud, small blue cloud 1, and there's another small blue cloud underneath here. Small blue cloud 2. Okay, so we are organized. Now this is something that you'll need to do. I do this. This is usually when I'm working on like a really complex animation and I'm bringing it in as an SVG. This is always what I do first. I rename everything, because if I just start going and animating a bunch of stuff, a minute or two into it, it's just like, which path am I animating? They all have the same icon because they're all circles, etc., etc. And we can just modify the names as we get a little bit further along. But what we'll do, and the way that we're going to approach it from here on out, is to just have this basic timeline, the one that has nothing in it, and then every step that we're going to do for animating, what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate that timeline, that original one, and then we're going to start animating just a portion of it. We're going to complete that portion of the animation, and then we're going to move on to the next portion. Okay, so at the end of the day, what we'll end up having is maybe 7 or 8 different timelines. And of those timelines, we're going to be able to take the animated component, we're going to copy and paste that into our animation as we start to build it up and start to coordinate and synchronize all the animations in the end for the final composition. Okay? Now, we're going to do just a little simple version of all of this today. And I think what we can do with the remaining time that we have left is we should do the globe and the hand animation. Now, This one should be relatively simple. We want it to come in and bounce, and then sort of catch the globe. Okay, so here we go. This is, what are we going to call this? This is just like the basic one. Just as, oh my god, we're going to call this the base. Okay, whatever. Now we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to call this globe. Okay, and so this is where we're going to animate the globe. So from this, so this is the animation that we're working off of, okay? And right here is the globe animation. See? None of this other stuff is moving. We're just focusing on the globe animation. We're going to sort of come in, bounce, and catch that globe. All right? So first things first, move things off the scene. And like that. Okay, nice linear motion. Let's work with the hand, and I want to create this little bounce. And so what I will do is I'm gonna set the hand to we're going to use only a Y animation. We don't care about the X animation. It should just be in the exact same place the whole time. And we're going to give it a little bit of a bounce back. Okay, so what that should do is it should end up going past. See that? It's going to go past its final spot, and then it's going to come back into place. And then right here at this moment, right there where it peaks, right about 0.7, I'm going to select that layer. I'm going to go to its Y coordinate. I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste that in, and I'm going to hit enter, and that's going to generate this key value right here for me. And now what we'll get is we're going to get something like this. And I want to just change this to a back, and we get this nicer little motion of it coming up and coming back down a little bit. And then I want it to bounce again, just sort of in this area. So what we'll do is we're going to change this to a bounce back for both. And so now we'll get this animation. It sort of like bounces up and bounces down a little bit. See that? Let's watch it a little bit slower. So it bounces all the way up and then comes down and then bounces back a tiny little bit into place. And that's it. It's pretty good. Next thing is I want this globe to come in. All right, and the animation for the globe looks like this. Okay, it sort of arcs downwards. So this is actually pretty easy to achieve. What we're going to do is we're going to have the X animation and the Y animation be offset by a little bit, and then we'll play with some of the numbers. So here we definitely have an X and a Y because it's coming in. And what we can do is say we set this to just be a little bit further along than the X. Okay, so what's going to happen is, you see this? All right, we're starting to get an X motion, and instead of it being just a linear motion all the way down, it's starting to arc just a little bit, but it's not quite the arc that I want to have. So we can play with some easing curves to make this happen. And that just changes the timing of the individual animation for, say, where are you? Oh yeah, let's select the layer first. Travis, thank you, brilliant. There we go. And then, where is that window? Ah, it's way over here on the other screen. There we go. We're going to change this to ease out. And Now we're easing on that X, and see that? It's starting to look like it's arcing in. And then finally, what we'll do is we're going to add just a little bit of rotation. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of rotation to this. Let's say we're going to give it maybe we're going to rotate it twice, 720 degrees. So we'll do it at 1. We're going to change the rotation value to 720. Okay, and then we get something that's like that. Okay, so let's watch it in real time. And I don't like the way that it just sort of smoothly ends. So we're actually going to ease it out a little bit better. So we're going to click here, and then we're going to turn it to a quad out, just like that. And so what it's going to do is it's going to spin faster, and it's going to slow down gradually. All right. I like that. See that? It's like there's a little bit of air friction on it or something like that, and it's slowing it down right into the last place. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to just take all of these animations and move them over by a little bit, because I want it to start just a little bit later than our hand animation. And this is what we get. Here we go. Okay, so today's episode is actually pretty straightforward. We're creating a motion graphic from scratch, and we're doing that with an asset that we grabbed from the internet somewhere. Specifically here, it is the Designstripe.com site. So we downloaded that graphic, okay, and we checked to make sure that it was going to import properly into Flow, and it did, which was really cool. But it had, just all these flattened layers and all separated into everything, all the components, so we can actually animate them, which is really great. But we needed to rebuild, sort of restructure it so that we know that we're working with the eye, or we're working with the globe, or we're working with the hand. And then the premise from here on out is every day we're going to create new little bits of animations inside of that composition, just to keep it easy. So we're not just animating everything at the same time and our timelines get crazy. We're going to focus in on a very specific element, animate it, move on to the next element. So that's what we did. We have the base timeline, which has nothing in it, and it's just the one that we created from the SVG. And then we duplicated the base, and then we did the globe animations and the globe and hand animations. And there wasn't any crazy trick with the animations there. We just moved a couple of things, and then we played with the timing to give it the right feel. And that's it. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to do that in little bits and pieces for the next couple of days. And I'm going to actually show you some really nice techniques. So for instance, let's just look at everything a little bit slow here. All right. One thing I want to do is we're going to just have a little sense of what it is we're going to be getting to. So like the final animation. All right, so that cell phone coming in, animating that menu, that's just one animation. Okay, that's one timeline. Okay, all the things coming in at the top, that's another timeline. The card, it's a third timeline. The clouds themselves are a different timeline. But what's really cool here is check out these clouds. So they're animating from behind, and check this out. This one looks like it's coming in from the other cloud, right? Like using it as a mask. We are not using that cloud as a mask. And then it's over top. So we got actually, oh man, you're looking at me talk about it. Makes no sense. Here we go. All right. So this is what I was getting to, is I just wanted to show you like these kind of animations. So this whole cell phone coming in or smartphone coming in animation with the menu, that's one timeline. Everything else on the screen is a second timeline. This card is its own timeline. The clouds are their own timeline. And see, the cloud is coming in from the other one. That's just a technique that we were using, which is super cool, to make it look like it's coming in from that cloud. And then it overlays. So we're actually going to have not just animation techniques, but we're also going to show you how to get these layering effects of things, because you can get one layer over top of another if you just structure the groups and all that kind of stuff in a nice sort of tricky little way. And another one with this sort of layering over here is this eye. Watch the eye come in. So the eye is a really nice little bit. It comes in, it looks to the left, it comes out, and then it wraps around. So this will be one of the animations we do this week. How do you get that kind of wraparound effect? All right. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll be posting the SVG file that we customized and downloaded so that you guys can work with it. Or actually, I'll just post the flow file with the base SVG animation already imported into it. That'll be the easiest way. And then we'll just keep working from there. All right. See you tomorrow.